Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Impulse. This is a podcast that dives into the spectrum of life, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So today I'll be being hosted by my friend, my brother, and my former roommate. So this is something very interesting. So you guys should join this conversation because we're going to spark from every perspective. So today is nobody else but Lufkin, and he's going to better introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Lufkin Foster. I'm from the Twin Island Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. I'm currently pursuing studies in medicine at the Faculty of Medicine and Pharmacy of Rabat.
That's nice. At least he said from the Twin Cities. So, what makes it the Twin Cities? That I need to know. What the people need to know was why is it the Twin City?
So it's a Twin Island Federation because it comprises of two separate islands,
Okay.
St. Kitts, which is the island that I was born on, and Nevis,
Okay, that's
which is
nice.
it's just neighboring. It's just
Neighboring.
separated by
Okay,
a
yeah.
small channel of water.
You guys need to get visas to go there, or you just enter like that.
No, we just
You
entered
just
since we're
enter.
a part of the
Okay.
federation.
All right, that's cool. So, in your own word, right? If we have to describe Saint Kitts or the entire Saint Kitts and Nevis, right? In 3 words, what would you like say to people? Someone.
I would probably say that it is tropical.
Yeah.
It's a Caribbean island,
So
so
it's
nice
tropical.
beaches,
Yeah.
nice rainforests.
Yeah. Place to go and marry. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is very historical.
Okay.
Brimstone Hill Fortress, where the slaves
Yeah.
fought.
Okay.
Um, it's very rich in history. And lastly, I'll probably have to say that it's very progressive. I
Progressive.
think that the the governments they are very passionate about pushing St. Kitts to be better.
Yeah, I think you told me before that your prime minister is the he's a medical doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, so you see now I remember that having a doctor. Yeah, and that's cool. That's actually nice. Like coming from the medical side and being the prime minister. It's so
Exactly. Yeah.
cool. Okay. So if I'm to be a visitor, like one day to your country, what already will you want me to experience from your side?
Um, I'll probably take you to the St. Kitts Scenic Railway.
Mm.
Shockingly, even though I've been there all my life, I've only visited there once, and it was in 2023 when I returned back home.
Oh, so what's so interesting about that place, actually?
It's the only from my knowledge, I could say that it's the only working sugar train track
Yeah, the train
that's
track.
currently
Okay.
in operation in the entire Caribbean.
Okay.
So the old time days choo-choo trains, and it basically just takes you around the island. The island's very small, so it doesn't maybe would take about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour.
So toward the wild, eh?
Yes, but it's really nice. You get to see masquerades, which is a part of our folklore, and just nice chill music. You greet the neighbors. Kittitians are very friendly.
So, in terms of the culture there, eh, what what would you say about the culture? Like, what I'm to expect? I'm to expect open mindset people who are, what am I going to see? I'm trying to go
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a very cultural person,
there. Yeah.
and the crazy thing is that I actually started taking my culture seriously after coming to Morocco. But in terms of that, I would say like something that sticks out to me is something that I just mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
The masquerades.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was able to perform that at one of our cultural events here
Cultural
in
event.
Morocco,
Oh yeah.
Sakafet. So
Okay.
it was really nice. I
Yeah.
think it is a very
So this year I'm
historical
preparing
place.
for the soccer fest, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year I didn't go, so this year I might prepare to go to the soccer fest. I have to experience that.
Yeah, you should.
Everybody say too much about it. Everybody in Morocco, like foreign students, be saying that that's the top notch fest that we have in
Yes.
Morocco. So
The Caribbean is very different, and we
yeah,
like to bring our uniqueness and
yeah, it's
showcase it
actually
to the rest of
nice.
the
Like
world.
you guys are just together in terms of that fest. A lot of people talk about good things about it, so I might try to experience it this year. But that's great. So like moving to your medical journey, right? How is it? How was it like, right, before coming to Morocco? Like, what was your intent? Did you intend to do medicine, or did you just all of a sudden just got on scholarship and came to Morocco?
Well, before coming to Morocco, I would say probably about late high school, early college. I've had my eyes on doing medical studies. I didn't necessarily have a clear path of how I would get it done. It was kind of just simple, like,
Simple, okay.
I want to be a doctor.
Okay.
And what really sparked that particular passion to do medicine, I would say, is just being in the healthcare system back home and just thinking about how I could contribute to making it better. Like I said before, like thinkers is very progressive, so I want to be able to contribute towards that progress.
So was there a particular event that sparked that conversation in your mind? Like, you know, maybe a specific event that happened, or you never had such?
I would say it's sometimes it's a bit understaffed. It being in the hospital, I've had personal experiences like that. So I understand the pressures that the current medical staff might have.
Okay.
So I want to be able to, learn as much as I can and use that knowledge in order to go back and make some sort of contribution to my country and make the healthcare system a lot better.
Yeah, that's cool. At least you're so passionate about the country. It makes sense a lot because me too, right? Thinking about like how I want to really impact my country in that in like medical perspective, but like it comes with time. As you grow in the field, you tend to understand the challenges that it comes with.
Yeah.
So maybe a little point in time, you might feel like, oh, you don't have an impact to make. A little point, you might feel like, yeah, you can do it a better way. So right, uh, like you said, it was more of what you saw like physically in the hospitals and those experiences that you had that led you to making that decision. But like, so now being in Morocco now, how is it like if you are trying to like tap in that experience also in Morocco? How is it going thus far with you, your physical experience in hospitals? That experience is like, are you thinking that you have learned much now? Not so much, but from the experience. But are you thinking that you can do better now when you go home? Like,
Well,
or you can sit down with a person and tell them it should be this way or it should be that way.
I would
Physically.
say the experience is different.
Okay.
I think that's the first word that comes to my mind when I think about the Moroccan experience, and not different in a bad way. It's very different coming from the Caribbean and entering into a completely different continent.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why you guys like going home. Every time you guys are, yeah, you need the culture back. You be running back home.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that was what I could describe it as, just being different. But something that I would say that comes to mind that makes it so different is how many languages people speak here.
Yeah.
The typical Moroccan probably speaks about five languages.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. Yeah,
so
yeah. So I basically got that five languages. So like for me, right, if one would say what impact I'm going to made back home, it'll be a lot, bro. Because it's so, like you said, it's so much that we learn here daily. Things that we need to change from our motherland, especially when it comes to the medical field. But I think gradually, too, like you said, it's progress that is back home. Every
yeah,
time, too, they are making that progress. The government is trying to look outside. That's why you're on a scholarship to
exactly.
come and learn too. So at least, so in terms of like being in Morocco now, right? What's your favorite Moroccan dish?
What's my
Favorite
favorite?
Moroccan dish. And when I'm saying your favorite Moroccan dish, comparing it to back home, you know, I know you do you prioritize back home though, but what's your favorite
I would say my favorite Moroccan dish is tagine.
Moroccan? Which one?
Yes.
The fish
Um,
or the poisson? The
viand,
poisson, the viand,
meat.
yeah, the meat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Like I eat that once, but I really don't be doing more Moroccan food. I just for me I try. Have you tried halila?
No, I haven't.
Halila. I'm not sure. We do it doing like I usually have that during Ramadan.
Oh wow.
And it's nice. That's really nice. but I don't do the biscuits. The croissant, they have too much sugar, so you can do the cakes, all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Moroccan, they will do it, and then you think that, oh yeah, it's so good. Until you go and taste it, you're like, nah, it's too much sugar.
That's something I would probably say I notice about myself. I I eat a lot more sugary stuff in
In
Morocco
Morocco, yeah,
compared to back
yeah,
home.
yeah, they have too much sugar, on the side of it. So that
Yeah.
one, they are extremely different. Cakes,
But it tastes
everything.
really nice
Yeah, it tastes nice, but it's just the cakes
though.
are too much. So what's your favorite Labrador dish? Because I know you've tasted Labrador dish.
uh I
I,
can't
I
remember
know
the
you
name.
forget the name
Yes.
already. So is it the leaves?
Yes. Yeah,
The
yeah.
the the cassava leaf?
Yes, the
Yeah.
cassava leaves.
Yeah, that's your favorite. I know you tasted that. So when we used to be roommate, yeah, I used to usually like that. So are you someone like, are you more of a street obsessed person, like food, like obsessed with street food or something?
I would say I'm a foodie, not towards any particular cuisine.
Cuisine,
I
okay.
just like all foods. If you speak to anyone back home, they would say like yes, Lufkin loves to eat.
Okay.
But and
Yeah.
I
Look,
really like
for
trying
me, I
new
used to
things.
feel like you love to eat because of the gym. Yeah. So I understand that because of the gym, when you're gymming, it comes with that.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but I started gymming and I'm experiencing too much appetite. But I think it comes with that. But this Morocco now, you can't eat too much. You eat too much, you spend too much. That's the problem. So you just on that level, we're just eating on that level. So thus far for you, right? Your most difficult thing you have gone through in Morocco, like the hurdles, especially of your studies, with you just being here. What's the greatest or biggest hurdles you have gone through?
Um, I would split it into two things,
Mm.
and I'll say language
Yeah,
and
basically
getting
the first
used
one.
to the Moroccan system. I would say both of them are still things that I currently struggle with,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm getting better and better each year. So one might think like, okay, you've been in this country for I've been here for almost 3 years now, and I'm still in the process of learning um the
The
Moroccan
Moroccan
system.
system, yeah.
So it's a very unique system. Again, like if I had to compare it to back home, it's very different.
Very, very, very
Um,
extremely different, in
yeah,
every angle.
but you would just got to have to come here with a open mind,
Mine, yeah.
and just embrace everything
Yeah.
that they have here.
The basic thing, like the greatest thing that you can achieve, I believe, right? Like immediately coming to Morocco, the first, like, it's firstly accepting that you have no option. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like once you accept that you have no other option, I guess you can definitely survive the system, because boy, like you say, it's extremely unique in its own way. You have to go through the
Yeah,
language,
you just
go
got to
through
tell yourself
everything.
it has to be done.
Yeah. Not only the language from school, language from the street, from everything, even having a conversation. And another thing is controlling your emotion is another difficult thing here, because Moroccan always have anger issues. Yeah, so you have to control that part again. But at least you said it's mostly the language. We all face it. C'est pas facile ici, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
specifically with the languages, if we could divert a bit towards my studies, I
Yeah.
would say it's difficult because we're basically um, mandated to learn practically two languages.
Yeah.
One might say you could get by doing medicine just being fluent in French
French.
alone,
Yeah.
but I think that the Moroccan medical program, especially the internship programs, are very enriching.
Mm.
And what would make it a very enriching experience is to be able to speak
Speak the
their
language.
dialect.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely
So
true.
trying to balance keeping a high level of French along with trying to be fluent in Moroccan and Darija, it
Because
could pose a big challenge,
the
especially
basic
for
things for
medical
us, like
students.
definitely the basic thing for us, like interns or like stagiaire, the basic thing, or understand, let's put it that way, is just to basically do observation.
Yes.
It's a whole lot of problem, and that's the basic thing the chef de service, like the head of the hospital or the hospital professor, will ask you for. Should give an observation of the patient, and you cannot even do it alone,
Yeah, and
because you need a Moroccan to be like helping you to translate with the patient.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
medicine is not that. Medicine, practical medicine is to be able to communicate with your patient
Exactly.
and know. So because sometimes these diagnoses you just do it through just bad conversation, you already know what's going on. But when you can't understand, it's a whole lot of problem. But I get you, like you said, we moved to it gradually, but now you're trying to do Darija too. I see you practicing Darija on your Instagram and stuff. So
I
you're like,
could say a few words here and there,
yeah,
but I would say like that's the thing that would make medicine so much fun,
fun and
to
interesting in
be able
Morocco.
to
Yeah,
communicate with your patients. So
that's true.
even though you might have Moroccan students, because they're very helpful, who would take time out to do translations for you, just having that doctor-patient interaction would basically make your medical journey so much more fulfilling.
Yeah,
So that in of itself would want to push you to learn Moroccan Darija, just to be able to feel like a Moroccan in the hospital
yeah, that's
and
true.
enjoy the experience.
Yeah, yeah, that's a tax we all have. Like for me, my parents want me before I even go back, I need to learn Darija. So yeah, and learning Darija is another thing. You have to learn the Arabic. I just don't want to learn Darija. I want to learn the Arabic, the original Arabic, because it
Interesting.
become more useful back home as a Muslim. So, but if you don't learn that, once you take the Darija, it's just like only from Morocco. So basically, it's just that. But back home, you won't really need Arabic, right? For your
For
region,
my country,
so
no.
you don't need Arabic.
No.
You wouldn't French, yeah, you
French probably, because we have some Haitian students.
yeah.
They're not in the majority, I would say.
But your country is more touristic, right? You have
Yeah,
tourists coming,
exactly.
and Arab tourists don't go there. Maybe French tourists will go.
Yeah, I would say French is important.
Mm,
It is definitely an asset to have,
mm.
but for my country, it would probably be Spanish.
The
There
There are
are
more
a lot
Spanish
of
tourists.
Spanish persons back home.
But you
But
can add Spanish to the languages you're trying to learn again. Just add that
perhaps
there.
in the future.
Actually, okay, cool. Yeah. So what like now, right? If someone who like trying to apply to come to Morocco and you having to be contacted about their decision to give them an advice to come before coming, what will you tell them? Like, and they are so nervous about the system, about the whole system. What will you say to them?
um, I would basically kind of regurgitate some of the advice that I got before
Yeah.
coming here, and I would say to come to Morocco with an open mind. It's a different culture. It's basically on the other side of the world. So you have to come here with an open mind, meaning not have too much expectations, because most people watch movies, and they see the university experience.
Yes,
You're sitting down on the field with
see
your
your
friends,
friends.
smiling, and
You think
everyone's
always
studying
always
and looking
spicy, always
happy.
so good. Yeah,
Exactly.
you think so?
But when you actually go to the country or the place, and you experience what's there, because you already had such a high expectation, it kind of robs you from enjoying what Morocco has to offer. So I would
Yeah.
say come with an open mind. Um, Something else I would say is they just recently reintroduced the language here.
Mm.
So I would say to take that very serious. So even before coming to Morocco, you already decided that you want to come to Morocco to study. I would say that you should take studying French very serious. It is a Latin language, and persons might think it's very close to English, but French is very difficult to speak, and I think that's the difficulties that most students face currently.
Okay. So I see. Now I have an interest now in going to the Sinkies. 2 years I'll be going to Barbados soon. I have to go
Yeah.
Barbados. Yeah, and then I would maybe just come to your side. So if I'm to ask you, right? Uh, a beach day in the Sinkies or hiking in the Atlas Mountain, what would you prefer?
I would definitely say a beach day in St. Kitts. I'm
Mm,
I'm a very chill, reserved person.
okay. So reserve person.
Yeah.
So then we'll turn it like this, right? Let me ask another question. A carnival vibes or or did in Marrakech, like Jamie Final Market, Marrakech Market, what will you do?
Well,
What should
I
we
know
prefer?
all the Caribbean people probably would come at me, but I would choose the Marrakesh
The
market.
Moroccan market.
Yeah.
Boy, I've heard a lot about the Carnival.
Yeah,
So
it's
you're
it's
not
a
going
very
for
nice experience. It's like I said, particularly think it's very cultural. It's very historical, so you get to see a lot of folklore. But if I had to choose between both,
you're not
realistically I
you're
would
not doing
just
that
choose
vibing,
Marrakesh.
you
Yeah.
don't want no vibing problem. Uh like for me basically I maybe I might say Marrakech because I have had Marrakech experience, but I don't know to you. I mean I would take Marrakech vibes. And I would take Marrakech vibes too because yeah. It'd be nice there. You get to see snakes. You get to see other things.
I don't
Just
know
like
about
that,
seeing
yeah.
snakes, but
Like see snakes, see other things. And maybe put monkeys, the French monkeys, These are things that are in German final market. So, uh, okay, another thing would be, let's say, what is your favorite? Oh, like, just give us one of the most popular uh slang in the Caribbean, not in the Caribbean, but in the same case, something that you might want for someone to learn.
I would probably have to say, in school I used to hear this a lot. Who
Mhm.
can hear gun feel?
What's that again? Say
Who
again.
can hear gun feel?
I know that who can hear will feel.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's kind of like, if you don't adhere to the advice and stuff that
Yeah.
people give you,
Yeah. You're gonna be,
eventually in the
yeah,
future you
you
would
would,
reap the
yeah,
repercussions from it.
yeah, you definitely feel it. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, we have that back home too. We usually say if you don't hear it, we say in colloquial, if you don't hear it, you will feel it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. But how about your favorite Moroccan slang for now?
Favorite Moroccan song?
And I'm going to ask you about your favorite Liberian slang. You used to hear Liberian slang.
I would say right now it's just probably Mizian.
In Mizian,
Yeah.
everything's Mizian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mizian.
how about Liberian slang? That
Liberian?
you used to hear.
I can't remember honestly.
You used
It's
to
been
say,
so long.
I shouldn't say rubber, I shouldn't say rubber, I should say plastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. Put small, small.
Yeah, put small, small. Yeah, these are things that we used to say. So, I see. But it was nice having you, though, and at least we had conversation about this in case. And like, I'm actually close to Caribbean, a lot of Caribbeans, and I love the vibes that you guys give. And probably that's one of the things on my agenda. I need to
You
visit the
have
Caribbean.
to you
Yeah,
have to first visit Sakafet in Morocco.
yeah, and I have to visit Sagafed. But I told you already why I be afraid of going to Sagafed. But now I'm confident that I can go to Sagafed.
Yeah.
After that, I maybe go to maybe Barbados because Barbados and my country have a very good relationship. Then after Barbados, I'm switching to your country once in case I go to St. Lucia, then I'm set. But I have maybe in my marriage I have to go there. I was telling who Chloe that I have to go to that side, just go and marry someone that have a 10-year passport. And then I was telling her that. But it's kind of cool, I like you guys vibe. And everybody talk a lot about the beaches, so we need to go at the beach.
Yeah,
Go and
definitely.
vibe there. So, what would be your concluding statement about everything that we had to talk about? Maybe you could advise friends back home, or be advise students here also on what to focus, or maybe just talk to anyone.
Well, the first set of advice I give was a bit, towards the on the academic side.
Mm.
But I think it's very important to safeguard your mental state of being. So,
Yeah,
it's good to take a little pause now and again, take, go on trips, you know,
go on trips with
especially
money.
for those from the Caribbean, they
Yeah,
would come on this side and you would be shocked to see, how cheap it is, inexpensive it is to go to European countries. So I would say to take advantage of that
I like it
experience,
when you say, especially for the Caribbeans, because of the passport. You have a value passport. You can tell me to take trips. Why am I taking trips? I need to go do visa. I need to do everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I like the advice. And then take that. And what other things you have to say for your conclusion?
I'll probably conclude by saying to have fun, enjoy Morocco. Morocco has so much to offer. So instead of focusing on the bad, just try to surround yourself with positive people, persons who would help to, build and grow you on your journey here. And also just always keep in mind your why, your reason for being here. So it could keep you going every day because let's be for real.
Yeah,
Morocco could be very challenging sometimes. Sometimes just think about wanting to leave.
yeah,
So
it's true.
just always remind
For your
yourself
mental
of
state,
your
that's
why, your reason
the
for
reason for
coming here.
coming. Yeah, yeah. I think that's should be the basic thing to drive every one of us. Once you, like I said to you, when you reach, know that you have no option. And second part is knowing that
Yeah,
you have a lot of people who's waiting for you back,
yeah.
who should have been on the scholarship even before you. So
That's exactly the
yeah,
mindset to have.
yeah.
You're
So
here and there's nowhere out. You have to
yeah, you have
finish.
to finish. So even if mom is calling, when you graduating, just tell her
Oh
soon.
yeah.
We're finishing soon.
Yeah, for sure. The
Uh,
Caribbean community here has been like,
yeah,
really supporting me, even my friends and family like back home. So,
yeah. Yeah,
it
you
will
guys
have
are
a
together.
difficult days,
So
but
you guys, the fact that you
community is
guys are
important.
together, yeah, the fact that you guys always hang out and together, it speak a lot about the type of community you guys have.
Probably prevents us from learning French, but
Yeah, nah, yeah, but it's cool. You get there, everyone struggle with it, with the language. We all trying to get there. It's a gradual process, and like I said, you have a game to play before leaving. It's a customary thing now. Before you leave, you
a
have to play
surprise
that game.
apparently.
Yeah, you have to play that game. And that game is a very simple game, and it's more like a challenge. So we go like it's like a cap challenge. If I say cap challenge, if whether you is more basic like or you don't know. So it's like we name it, we go with a country.
Hmm.
Yeah. Since you're from the Caribbean, we're going to the Caribbean region. Yeah. How many Caribbean countries can you name in 30 seconds? In 30 seconds, and then I'll start and say maybe I say two, you say three, you keep going, and then when I know that, and then you say cap.
Okay.
I'm the one saying cap because you're from the region, so I'll go like I can name five, and then you can say six, and then I say seven, you say eight.
So we just alternate until the
Yeah,
time's right.
until you say okay nine. If you say nine, I say cap. Then me I'm challenging you to name all nine in 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So I start
I
with
can't repeat any that you said.
No, I'm not. I'm not the one saying any
Oh,
country.
I'm doing
You're the
it.
one saying it. Or it's basically like a challenge. You can challenge me though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll be like, okay, I can name me five Caribbean countries in 30 seconds. So let me get the 30 seconds. So what's your phone? Can you
Yeah,
just
let
put
me
it on
set
30
a timer
seconds?
quick.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Yeah, I know I'm going to win. Yeah, I'm going to win.
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
not as competitive as I used to
like,
be, but I'll try.
okay. Oh, if you want different thing, we can go on basketball. You told me you're playing basketball now.
Well,
I
I'm
know
not
you.
a professional,
No,
but I'm
players.
trying.
To name players. Okay, let's go with the Caribbean countries.
Okay, 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, 30 seconds. So before you start, we'll go first. I can name five. You can name what? If I say I name five, you say six. I say seven, you say eight. When you want to stop, then I say
Just
cap.
cap.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So I'll go. I can name five.
I'll say 8.
I go nine.
10.
11.
12.
Cap. I say cap. Cap 12 in 30 seconds. Start the timer. 12 in 30 seconds. I'm counting.
Okay. I'm starting
Yeah,
it
you're
or
starting.
starting the timer?
You starting.
Okay.
They put the timer. Let me see the timer. So let's go. 30 seconds. Mm-hmm.
St. Kitts,
Mm.
St. Christopher and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Grenada, Guyana, St. Barts, St. Eustatius, Bahamas, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and that's 10. Anguilla.
Okay.
One more. St. Vincent and the
Finish.
Grenadines.
Finish.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's it. Yeah.
Okay,
12.
I'll give it to you
Yes.
12. So in 30 seconds. So it's done. We go with that. So anyway, thanks very much. At least you had 12. So it means you cannot name more than 12 in 30 seconds.
Wow.
In 30 seconds.
I didn't even say the most popular one.
Yeah,
Jamaica.
I could do that. I could go 8. I could go 8 in 30 seconds. Even 10. I think I know. Yeah. But anyway, it was nice having you on the platform. And I hope to see you another time. Like we all medical students. Challenges for every one of us. It's not easy, and this is the platform. This is your platform. So every time you want to discuss something, you're free to come. We have a basic conversation. It's just a basic conversation. Nothing so personal. And I think it's having a nice day, and me having a nice day with my audience. And this is the podcast, the Impulse. And what will you say to the people who usually watch this platform?
Well, I'll first off thank you for allowing me to come here. It's definitely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, out
And
of your comfort zone, actually. Yeah.
to the audience, I'll say to like and subscribe, keep supporting this channel. It's a very good way of just hearing the voices of students here in Morocco, and just having different perspectives. So
Yeah, like I said, subscribe, like, comment. If you want to spark conversations, if you want to get everyday thoughts about things, here we speak actionable things. Make sure to subscribe. Cool, man.